What is up, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. I am Empress J, the Healing Oracle, and I'm back at you for another day. And you already know another message, okay? I hope that you woke up feeling wonderful, blessed, happy with yourself, okay? With your journey thus far, all right? Um, with everything that is you, okay? Also, I hope that you are learning more about yourself every single day, because that's like really important, right? The more you know, the more you learn about yourself, the better you feel, right? So, as always, I be listening to music, especially in the shower, and messages, right? So I'm gonna read the lyrics, and then we're gonna talk about it, and I'm the messages in there. Okay. Also, first and foremost, thank you for sharing, subscribing, okay, commenting, just being here. You know, it really means a damn lot to my life, and I appreciate you, okay, for being here, for giving me a little bit of your time, for you coming through and checking out my healing vibes, everything, right? What you give into becomes a part of you, and it allows you to accelerate or decline depending on what it is, right? So I'm gonna always make sure I do my best to give you content that helps you rise and not decline, because fuck are we doing that for, right? All right. So the song that was playing was Donnell Jones. Coming on, you got me wide open. Somebody must be feeling that shit. You know what I want. Say what? You that I like it, baby. Girl, you know what's up. So somebody must want to say what's up, like, to you. If you're a female or even a dude, like, I get messages through the music at certain times. So somebody wants to say what's up to you. So pay attention to your surroundings and to those checking you out. All right, you may not even be paying them no mind. Check the scene. All right, when you walk in places. Now, so I'm about to sing. I'm not gonna sing it. I'm gonna read the lyrics to My Life. Right now, you know I sang it before, but Spirit said to read it and talk about it. All right. So, if you looked into my life and see what I see, life can be only what you make it. Oh, she is nice. See. All right. I see what it is. I ain't supposed to say the whole thing. I'm going to just hold this. All right. So, life can be only what you make it. When you're feeling down, you should never fake it, okay? Say what's on your mind, and in time, you'll find that all that negative energy, it will all deceive. Oh, it will all decease, like, it will go away. So, like I always say, like, first of all, let me just say this, right? On my life journey, I can't even put this shit nowhere, so I'm gonna just hold it. On my life journey, right? There's been so many times when I second guessed myself, and I didn't allow myself to be myself because I dumbed myself down so that other people wouldn't feel inferior to me. There were things that I knew that I know. I'm an observer of life. So I observe life in a different way. Like, I look at everything and I take it in and I make it make sense to me. And if it doesn't make sense, then I understand it, because I understand what's for me and what's not. And I have for a very long time. I just didn't always listen. Okay. Also, when I'm down, I know I'm not going to be down forever. Like, I know that for every decline, there's an incline. So for every time I stumble, I'm gonna fix my steps, and I'm gonna be okay. Like, so that brings the type of strength that is misunderstood. You know, it's very rare to understand yourself on a level where you can constantly be fixing yourself as you are realizing different attributes about yourself that you do not like and that do not serve your highest good. Everyone's not on that level. Understanding that is like really important for your growth as a person, because we'll like attach ourselves to people who really do not understand who we are, and because they don't understand it, they will bring us down. They will bring us down with their ideas of who we are and their ideas of why we are the way that we are. And that is not the case. Like, you are who you are because of your experiences and because of who you're meant to be, just in general in life, from spirit. Like, what your soul's purpose is, that is just unique to each and every one of us. But some of us figure it out a lot quicker than others, right? And some of our gifts are, like, for me, one of my gifts are definitely being able to shed. I will shed a relationship, a person, like anything, bro. I will leave. The only thing I will not leave with my children. Like, I will keep it pushing. If it's not working for me, I will reinvent myself. I saw that in my mother's life, and I started to understand it more in my own. Every time something gets hard, there are times when you have to realign yourself by moving away from certain places, certain situations, and people. In your life, there's things that you've went through that only you understand how you got through it, how you know what I'm saying? Like, but know now who you are. Like, your life it's amazing to have overcome those things. It is a privilege to have lived this life. Like, man, I wake up every day and I'm grateful for another day to do it. Another chance at whatever it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do my damn best at it. Like, every day I'm going to do my best to ace the test. Because there were a lot of times in my life when I failed. I flunked it. I didn't get it because I wasn't meant to at that time. I had some lessons I had to go through to make me a better, stronger person. So with that being said, you know, your life is your life. Can't nobody tell you about that. You use your life as your strength. All those experiences happened to you so that you could overcome. That was your journey. That was part of your journey. Going through those experiences that damn near broke you, to making the wrong choices and going down a different path. Going down a path that would give you more karma in a negative way, that will put you in more of learning times in your life and not of the blessing part of it all. But the lessons are the blessings, but you don't feel that blessing until you understand the lesson. You understand what I'm saying? And it be taking a lot for us sometimes to get that shit. But when it's time for you to get it, you get it. But when you get it, you got it. And it's good. It's good. I get it. All right? Like, the end of this part, I think, in this song was like, it's so powerful to me in the extended on this. Wait, okay, it's not on here. She said, recognize in the man in the mirror was me that was hurting myself from reality. I had to break through. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting it together. I'm talking about letting it burn. Okay, dealing with the pressure, dealing with those wounds, healing that shit, closing it up for good, and saying so long, au revoir to you. Okay, because now I'm going to release this shit. I'm gonna let it burn, right? So I can release it, so I have space for something new. That's for me, because this is the time in my life where I learned those lessons. Okay, lessons learned, got it. So now we can move on to something else, because we are always going to be learning lessons. Once you learn and ace this lesson, then there'll be something greater. You get your blessing, and then there'll be another lesson that you have to learn. Okay, so it's like making sure that, like, please be grateful to yourself for getting this far. Be grateful to yourself for the awakening. Okay, like, be grateful to yourself that you have. Not only did you survive your traumas, not only did you survive your setbacks, you overcame it, became a beast through that shit. Nothing, no one, anything, not even yourself, could hold you back from the things that you've already earned in life. Life has so much beauty in it. I beg you, look for the beauty in your life. It will heal those wounds that have been hard to heal. When you look for the beauty in life, you find the beauty in yourself. You find the love in yourself. Life is beautiful, man. But you gotta open up your eyes and open up your mind and see the beauty in this shit. There's beauty in pain. There's beauty in hatred. There's so much beauty in life. It's like the more we looking for the superficial things, the more that the deeper things miss us. And those are the things that that last forever. Those are the priceless things that make us stronger and make us polished. So don't forgo every lesson. Like, make sure you're paying attention for the blessing in the lesson. Make sure you're paying attention to who you are now. What part of this level of life you're on now. Because you've earned it. See, where you're at now, you think it becomes reality. Because you're in alignment for your assignment. You are now more than ever, ever. You know you are on your soul's mission. This portion of your journey is the mission part. This is the part where now we give back. Where now everything that we went through comes full circle. Rebirth. Reborn, stronger, released. All of the things that hurt, that pain, okay? Kept the lessons, kept the experience. That's the wealth, okay? So now we figure out how to move forward. We don't even figure it out. We wait for direction from the Almighty, right? From our guides. Because now we know how to listen. Now we know how to dial a number. Now we know how to get to where we need to go and with what tools we need to use for different things. So when you're thinking about your life, I don't want you just thinking about like, damn, I went through this, that, and the third. I want you thinking about it like, yeah, man, I went through blah, blah, blah. And then that happened. And then this happened and that happened. But look where I'm at. Look at me now. Look at me now. Oh, I'm getting paper. Look at me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am the epitome of what it means to over fucking come. What it means to have domestic violence a big part of your life where all you know is violence, right? Overcome that shit, right? And then because of the violence that you see, the love that you feel like you need but you don't really get because your family is going through their own things, right? So you run to the streets for the love that you think that you need, but in the streets you find pain and it changes you. So as you grow through life, you get jaded, but you don't understand that really what's happening is that all those things that you are going through are giving you your fucking testimony. They are giving you what you're going to give to the world. That, see, we release the pain, we release the hurt of it all, so that we can keep the wealth, the goodness of it, okay? Because that shit's priceless. And then we go and we take what we've learned and we give it to the world. That's how we repay our ancestors. That's how we repay our parents for giving us life. That's how we repay Allah, our higher powers, for allowing us to be here. That's how we repay ourselves for the work that we've done, okay? By giving back. Whatever way that you were made specifically to give back, you do it. And you do it with that inner knowing that you cannot be broke. If this journey was to break you, you would have been completely a mess and you wouldn't be where you're at right now. But that is not to be said for you. You are a chosen one. You're here for a reason. You went through some really bad, horrible, harsh things for a reason. When you look at your life, I want you to be looking at your life critically, but in a way with love in your eyes. Love for yourself. God damn it, I am that motherfucker. Okay, I done damn near raised 3 kids. I done damn near, I done revamp my life a couple times, made it better each and every time. I better see the love and the wealth and the beauty in myself. Look at the fuck I done did. Please be looking at yourself like that, like, yo, I really did this. I did this life. Like, yeah, I thought this shit's gonna break me. It wasn't. It was making me. It was molding me. It was teaching me my strength, showing me who the fuck I was. When I refused to see, when I walked past that mirror and didn't want to look at me, life said, run that back. Check out that woman in the mirror. You better rely on her. She gonna be the one to get you where you gotta go. Okay? So it's like, when you look at your life, man, yes, validate the things that you've been through, right? But use that shit. Because with the domestic violence that I went through, I became real violent. I wasn't always the nicest me. And I knew the beauty inside me. And I remembered how I used to be happy all the time. And I used to smile when I was younger. Like, you know, people used to always be like, oh, you always happy. Like, I always loved to see you and see your smile. I started to understand that that was a part of me. That was who I was. Like, I needed to be making sure that my shit was right. So when I see people, I'm smiling. I'm making them feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess that's what I do. You know, but see, with the domestic violence, you know, my stepdad beat me and my mother, you know, for 27 years, right? Even when I was 19, he punched me in my face and, you know, broke all my teeth. So when you see the yuck mouth, you know that it wasn't from drugs. It wasn't from not taking care of my teeth. It was because of trauma. And I'm working on it. You know, eventually your sister gonna have it all right. You know what I'm saying? Because Spirit gonna help me get there. But I had to learn to still love him. Because even though he was like that to me, and he beat my mom a lot, he did a lot of great things for me. He was a dad to me. Even though he, I guess, just did what he could the way that he could. Like, if he went through harsh treatment and he went through violence, I guess that would be all he would know until he knew to heal, how to fix that. So, but he taught me how to be a woman that a good man will want. Like, he would say things like he invested in me. And when I would get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Like, really in trouble, like, yo, he wouldn't walk away from me. Like, that checkbook would come out, no matter what needed to be paid, he would pay. And my mother will always be on my other side, like, we got you, like, don't do this again, but we got you, like, through that damn pain. And even though he beat us, you know, and she ended up having to leave him, I'm grateful for him. I'm grateful for having a dad, someone who did give a shit about me. He took us on nice vacations. We had a nice home. My mother worked, you know, she took care of the house. He took care of the finances. You know, they both had money. They were both intelligent, but we were being abused. You know what I'm saying? Almost daily. So, but now as I grow and as I heal, I understand that shit made me me. If I wouldn't have went through that, I wouldn't have known how to stand up, because I stood up to him. We used to fight about him putting his hands on my mom. I learned how to stand. So when, you know, everybody got a story and everybody's the way that they are for a reason. So, you know, I used to hear a lot that I was masculine and shit like that. It's not that. I'm so feminine, bro. I like niggas. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm real feminine. But I've had to protect myself all of my life. And I've had to protect my mother, you know. And then my children came and I had to protect them. And I didn't really have anyone to protect me. So I stood the fuck up, you know. And it hurt. So when I look back at my life now, I'm like, shit, when I say I'm the shit, it's because I believe that in myself. I had to stand up and I had to forgive people that hurt me but showed me life and gave me things to look forward to. And knowing, like, yes, I want a man that's going to take my children in, like my stepdad took me in and loved me, even though he loved me the way that he could. You know what I'm saying? And he loved my mom how he could. You know, with no growth and no healing, then there's no change, and then you can't be better, right? But that's my job now, to do better. Should show my children, first of all, what I learned from them. My stepdad really he was great as far as he went to work every day. You know what I'm saying? He provided for us. Anything we needed, like, he made sure we had it. Like, the nicest things in life, like vacations, you know, like really, they both came from, like, big families, but poor. They was poor, but they made sure that we were not, you know. All right, so then we fast forward, you know, after that, I never healed. The black community won't believe in that, you know, especially back then. They didn't believe in that shit. You want to go do what? That's gonna make our family look, no, to some point where, you know, I tried to kill myself at 16, had to be admitted to a place, you know, came home to the same shit. Fast forward 18, get in more trouble. My mother, I run away. My mother finds me, gets me arrested so that she knows where I'm at. So she knew I needed help, but didn't know how to help me. So, long story short, I came out at 18. Yeah, I went in for a little bit, came out of juvenile detention, graduated high school, got a job. I had to work to graduate high school, but I was able to graduate in my class. But I had to go to summer school, but I paid for it. And my stepdad said, we're not going to pay for you to go to summer school to graduate. You're going to do that yourself, because you will get through it if you pay for it yourself, and it will mean more to you. And I didn't get it, but I worked as a waitress, and I did just that. I went to school, you know, in the summer, and I worked, and I paid, you know, for my diploma pretty much. And I was so proud of that. I went through a lot of stuff, but my mother made a promise to herself to make sure I got through. When I was born, that was her promise to me. It was like, I'm going to make sure you get through high school, you know? And she did that. She did that. And then it was my job to make sure I didn't have a baby early, you know? So I had my oldest son at 21, but I had graduated high school, went to college. I went to Job Corps. From Job Corps, I went to college for a little bit. And then I came home, I got my own place, but the abuse was still there. That's when my stepdad punched me in my mouth and broke my teeth. Had my own place and everything. And, you know, it just was, for the next 20 years, was a whole lot of relationships that were the same as what I had witnessed as a child, in different ways. So they weren't all right away abusive. But at some point they became abusive, and I was violent as well. I didn't know what a healthy relationship looked like. I didn't know what it felt like to be with somebody who didn't hurt me in some kind of way or put me down or make me feel like less. I didn't know. And then, you know, when you don't heal through trauma, you know, that becomes a part of you. That becomes a part of your character, whether it is a part of your character or not. It kind of becomes, like, you take on those traits and you treat other people that way. And so becoming a mother, you know, I treated my children, you know, I wasn't always the easiest mom to deal with. So I had to go through a lot of things to learn how to be better. But when I look back at my life, I don't have any regrets. Even though there was a lot of times when I counted myself out and I put myself in a position to dim myself. And it was, in other people's eyes, it would look like I was wearing a mask, but I was not. I was dimming my light so that, like I said before, I wouldn't make other people feel like less or inferior to me. Because I've taken life in a different way. I've had to learn life in a different way. And I've had to overcome things within myself that almost made me give up many times. But me recognizing the fact how I got through the last situation and how I, you know, keep overcoming things. And then my mother's life, like how she persevered. And then other people that I hold in high esteem that I saw really overcoming real things. And I was paying attention as a kid. And I didn't know what the hell I was paying attention to these things for. But now I get it. And I understand my life. And I'm grateful for it. I have no regrets. So when I tell you, when you look at your life, you know, I want you to really, really look at it. What did it do for you? What has this life done for you? Like, seriously, because if you would have asked me 2 years ago, I would have been on a whole nother level, and I would have had a whole lot of complaints about this life. I was not looking at it the way I look at it right now. It was horrible to me at that time, and I was drained, and I felt like I did something wrong. Like, my life was bad. Like, I did something to piss God off, that I kept having obstacles and I kept having hard times. But it was my choices. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't choosing me. I wasn't choosing what was right for me and for mine. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't tapping into that divinity in myself. I was walking away from it. so that I can make the next motherfucker feel good, or so that I didn't have to deal with stuff. I ain't dealing with that. I ain't tapping into that in myself. Like, oh no. Every time I go around certain people, when I start kicking this and saying that, like they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk to me because talking about stuff they don't really understand. So now it's like more important than ever to be completely yourself, right? Because it's like there's times in your life when you know you dumbed yourself down. You know you took steps down to somebody else's level because you didn't want them to feel like you felt like, yo, I could work on this. I could go to your level and then I could help you come back up to mine. But once you change that level, that frequency, now you got to do more work to get back up there. So now we're at the position where we're here. This is where the fuck we gonna be. And then what is in our sight up here is what we are going to pursue. You understand? Dropping back down there is not an option ever again. You have to be understanding your motherfucking life and the reason you went through that shit. And that's why you a motherfucking beast right now. That's why you come through with that pressure. Because you've had to go through things that motherfucking made you like that. God said you have to go through this because this is what your purpose, this is what your life needs from you, because you're going to be able to give what you've learned to the world and help heal hearts, help heal people's soul. Okay? Help them walk to their light when you ain't had nobody to help you walk there. When you ain't had nobody holding your hand. You ain't had nobody saying it's gonna be all right. Nobody telling you that they was proud of you. You had to fucking find that strength yourself. You had to figure, like, yo, bro, I know I'm not by myself. And then you giving up that power, and then all of a sudden you start to hear. You really start to hear God. You start to see that you fucking worthy. You chatting to God because you worthy of that time now. Because of all the shit that you done overcome. All the things that you've been went through. That shit made you a motherfucking beast. It made you a pure soul. It made you a person that now God's like, yes, that's why you went through that. That's why you had to overcome that. That's why this happened. That's why that happened, because you needed to come close to you. I needed you to go through that. I didn't break you because I was right next to you, holding you up. I'm trying to tell you, yo, excuse the tears, but at the same time, understand that I'm understanding my life. And I want you to understand it like that too. Like, bro, I'm a motherfucking beast. Listen, okay? These is happy tears. These is tears of understanding. Like, I get it. I wake up and I tell God, thank you, man. Thank you for the good things. Thank you for the bad things. Thank you for the things in between. Thank you for the things that stayed and the things that had to go. I appreciate you. I appreciate the good days. I appreciate them bad days. I appreciate them days in the middle. I appreciate everything about this struggle. Everything about this life, because I ain't struggling no more. I'm thriving now. But I had to go through the struggle. I had to face the pain, man. I had to let it burn. And then I had to rise like the phoenix from the ashes. You heard? No fear of this life anymore. When you release the fear, that's where the power comes in. Okay? Release the fear. So when, like I said, when you talk about your life, you think about your life, I want you to think about what I just said. How in love I am with my journey. I want you to be in love with your life. I want you to be in love with your journey. I want you to be in love with yourself. Because how could you ever be in love with anyone else if you're not in love with you? If you're not in love with the shit that makes you you. Nobody is the same. We all unique. We all have special qualities about ourselves that makes us us. So when you recognize that, you know what I'm saying, your life, you like, yo, that's when I learned how to do that. Oh yeah, I got a special quality about myself where I, you know what I'm saying, I do this, I do that special, like different. You know, that allows me to elevate, and it helps me, and other people see that, and they want to do it too, and it's positive. So it promotes growth. So anything that's positive and promotes growth is a good thing, right? So anyway, I hope that you really liked my message, and I hope I didn't rant too much and that the tears wasn't too much, but I love to be transparent. Okay, and vulnerable, and because that's right now a part of my spirituality. It's time for me to be vulnerable with people. It's time for me to show my face. Mask off. Okay, so I love you. I hope you got something out this message. Okay, thank you again for sharing, subscribing, comment, and coming through. You know what I'm saying? Viewing my healing joint. I love everybody. I'm sending you positive vibes. I'm sending you a kiss if you need it, and a hug if you need it. Much, 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 much love and appreciation and acceptance. Okay? Have a wonderful rest of your day. And until we meet again, I'm Empress Jade, Healing Oracle. Later.